That looks very cod-like to me. We throw it out, can do no more than try. I tell you what's good, it's just nice to see some bites for a change. Well folks, I'm back down the beach again, and this time totally different conditions. Black calm, strong wind from the north, but it's off the north, it's blowing it off the shore on the south coast beach. Same place, I cover the same place, I don't bother moving up and down, I don't see any point. It's a 5-mile stretch of beach. I'm sure the fish don't go, X marks the spot. Falling tides, not the falling going down, neap tides, but I'll explain it. It's very windy, so I've got the beach shelter up, A, because I've got the chill factor myself to think of, and B, obviously, if you get wind in the mic, I've only bought one camera, that's what I bought, in the hope I do catch something. So, high tide is at 6, it's dark at 6. I've specifically not come early. It's now nearly 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm aiming for 2 up to 6, maybe 3 down, very short. I've got ragworm, I've got sardine, I've got a little bit of squid, I've got a bit of prawn. My target species is going to be whiting. Now, how can Graeme target whiting? Well, I developed, under total secrecy, a brand new whiting rig. And of course, all rigs have all been seen and done before. This one's just very slightly different, but I just called it the rigid rig. And I think, having made it up, I cannot possibly blank at all with it, can I? Let me show you what I've made up. Right, hopefully you'll be able to see this. If not, we'll show it back in the tackle shack. I just came across some bits of plastic tubing and I was making some boat fishing booms out of it. You might have seen it. And I got thinking about the times I've come down here before, and it all, you know, you get tangles and stuff like that. You can't help weed, you're always going to get weed. So I've tied this up on 50 pound, I don't know what it was called, can't even remember. 50 pound orange line, so you can see it. I've cut up, to show you that, I'll come a bit closer, rigid plastic tube, and I've tied what we call a blood loop. They might call it a 4-turn water knot. It's a blood loop that snokes down. I can always show you back in the office. But look at the length of the trace I'm using. 1 inch. Now, I've tied 2 different rigs. One whereby the tube could slide down, because I'm only going to put, say, half a section of worm on, probably about 2 hooks that I've got there, and I've got 50 pounds straight through with everything, not going to mess about. But on this particular rig, I've even got like a luminous bead there. Can you see that? It's like a luminous bead there. Move that out of the way. Sort of pearlescent shaped one. I'm going to try that. Some have got a little bit longer, 1/2 inch to 1 inch drop on the snood, or trace, link, whatever you want to call it, to the hook. And the others are really tight, barely a half a worm length, and that's the idea of it. So I'm going to throw these out and just basically see if I can catch anything. My target species, I just feel, look, that's anchored down like that. Where that's tight and it's stood away from the trace, they haven't got to move very far or they'll tug up against something. Now I know they could do with a loose loop, of course they could. I think this might tangle less. If I get lots of tangles, we know it hasn't worked, Graeme. But look, I sit in bed, be a long night for sitting in bed. I lie in bed at night thinking up different things. But this one I thought, I think that might be better for whiting, just specifically whiting. But we throw it out, can do no more than try. Got some ragworm there, had literally the last scrapings. I've got a feeling I've got most of that's peat, but what can I do? That's what you get. So I'm going to try, as you can see here hopefully, with the worm. Now I'm not going to get this whole worm up over the hook, you know, all the way up the line. So I'm going to get it up as far as I can. Threading it around, I just pop it over that. Oh, and I've purposely left a little tag there, a little tag on the knot, a few millimetres, so when it pops over, it'll hopefully hold the worm. There, look, I snap it off. There is the finished product. That's all I'm fishing with, that sort of length. The other one I can use that little section of worm there. So I'm basically getting 2 small baits out of one decent sort of worm. And then this one, well, they're not great worms, are they? I've seen better worms. They're the last ones, they're not getting any. I'm bunching this right up there. That's a small worm. You can see how tight it is, and the bead I put there will stop this tube going down, and I'm pushing that too far down. That's my theory. It's all theory, folks. Now I'm not going to use squid, I'm going to use some of this. This is a, let's put that, that's going to blow away. This is some of that salted ragworm from the last trip. So I might as well use it up. Look, it's not mush because I've salted it. So I'm going to put some of this on and use that up and save the live stuff for when it gets dark. And of course this, I can pile as much or as little as I want on there. It's all frozen. Pop it over. This is fine boat fishing. It's not quite as tough as the live stuff, obviously, when it's been frozen. So somebody remind me, the two bottom hooks on this long rod with the beads on have live ragworm, and this one is getting a leftover salted ragworm. That looks very cod-like to me, but I'm after whiting. Let's get it out there. So there we go, there's the rig. It's amazing how far you can cast with the wind behind you. Right, let's get another one out. Okay, for the spinning rod I'm going to throw out, I've got exactly the same rig, so I feel I've got to try different baits. I'm going to put salted ragworm on one hook, a piece of sardine on another hook, and a piece of squid on the third hook, and just throw it out 40-50 yards, you know, and see what I can get. Because you can see here, now look, I've still got some salted worms left, but we've got to give these a go. In fact, the fresh ones don't look much better than the salted ones at the moment. But I keep those just over like that. I don't want to crush them. And we get the spinning rod out as well. My rig, people. Salted ragworm. Some squid whipped on there with bait thread, and a piece of sardine fillet whipped on with bait thread. 4-ounce grip lead. And this one's got the black tubing in, which I'm sure once it gets dark they're not going to be bothered about. I don't feel I'll get anything until it gets dark, but let's hope a whiting takes the whiting rig. Well, at least they're out there. I've got the old beach yoker up. No bites, no bites here. I wouldn't really expect more than one nibble when it's like this. The last few times I've fished here, it's been pretty dire during the daytime. I'm banking on the night, in the darkness, and I should get 5, 6, 7, 8, 3.5 hours of darkness or something. Look at that, 3.5 hours of darkness, there's 3.5. Sad, isn't it, really? But I think you'll agree it's not a bad office view. It's pretty ominous over the back there. That's going down, I guess, towards France. Some of the boats are getting their lights on now. So I've really put all my eggs in one basket and banked on fish coming in on a flood tide at night. The problem is there's smaller tides, which means they're not spring tides, they're neap tides. And there's not much water movement, coupled with the fact this wind is off my back. So it's flattened the sea down, which is lovely. I can cast a lot farther, but maybe because it's flat, the fish are out farther. So it's sort of catch-22, so I'm really almost bound by the darkness and the fish getting confident to come in. Just want to see those rod tops rattle. I've looked up and down the beach. There is not one other angler on about 2 miles that I can see. Standing up on those groins, I can see quite a long way, and I can't see anybody fishing at all. It's midweek. I was thinking of doing another one tomorrow night, but depends on bites I get here. I was going to go to another deep water mark. This is a shallow one. I'm going to try a deep water shingle mark, but we'll see how we go here first. No blazing sunsets tonight, I'm afraid. First fish on the rig, guys. It is the humble dogfish. There we go, gratefully accepted. And there you can see just jaw hooked. He's sort of bolt rigged up against that boom and that. Nice dogfish. Goodness me. I've had quite a few bites, I have to say. I've had quite a few bites. But it's just nice to catch a fish on a... Look, it's not a totally different rig, of course it's not. But it's just something a bit different. I sort of sat there thinking about it, making it up. I thought, it's like a sort of bolt rig. Let's give it a go. I feel the whiting are coming. So much for my whiting rig. So far, it's a dogfish rig. There we go. I'm going to turn that down. And the whiting rig, as you can see, works. There's a plastic tube. They are not the slightest bit bothered by it. And that's a pretty big whiting. That is a keeper, an eater, a frying pan size. Well, a big frying pan. That one. That's a nice size whiting. What did he eat? Rag. I literally just cast it out, turned round, bang, over it went. Yes sirree. And an eater, but he's going back. Running now, I've got to be honest, I thought it was a bass. The rod was hammering, it's like over on its side. Exciting, but still just a whiting. More whiting. How about, guys, a double dose? Whiting, dogfish. You can see the plastic tube there. I mean, oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Ooh, let's put the rod down for this one. Oh dear me. Oh dear me. I think I might be using this rig again somehow, people. How about one of these? Well, it could be the same one, folks, but it's not. Another doggy. I'm getting whiting bangs all over the place now. It tells you they're not bothered by that piece of plastic at all. And look, jaw hooked again. There's bites on that long rod as well. Somebody keep an eye on that. Look, 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 look. Look, oh yeah, he's on. Just had that dogfish. Oh, you think that one must be on. There you go. What do you think? Two at a time. Tell me what you think of the rig, people. I know you can do it. I'm just trying to get that so you can see. Let's get it in close. There. You can see the plastic tube, and there's the fish. Getting double shots now on this rig. I did say it was a whiting rig. And look, this one on this side, that's a nice whiting. And you can see how they're, and that's how stuff, see how they're hanging, they're not all twisted up. Even the bait that's shredded, there, it's all hanging straight. I'm just well impressed with it. It's just an idea I came up with, and I shall be using it again. Well, I don't know how many I've had now, it's going mad. Well, people have got to have a sit down. They're just going crackers. Look, look, look. You can see that, there's one on the middle one, there's one on the right one. Now, years ago, they used to put a big hook near the small hook, hook a whiting and leave it. You'd leave it for hour upon hour. And a big cod would come along, eat the whiting on the small hook and take the big hook as well. And that's how you effectively live baited way out. You couldn't cast a live bait, they wouldn't live long enough. They'd, you know, probably explode on impact or something. That was standard method though. Small, tiny hook, big hook right next to it, bait the small hook, leave the big hook bare. Cast out, look, this little rod, he's on. But one thing I am surprised with is the number of fish I'm getting. I mean, they're small tides, meaning it doesn't come forwards and backwards very much. So there's not much movement to stir up truth. I'm really, really quite surprised. But I have noticed, what I thought about, they'll hook themselves. Previously I was missing a lot of bites, especially from bass. Bang, gone. And I just thought that might make it a little bit more rigid. The hook is right on top of the boom. It's almost touching it. That one's on in the middle for sure. But I'm ploughing through the baits, guys. But for small tide fishing, neat tides, it's really good, well impressed. I'm impressed with the rig, I'm impressed it's lovely and quiet, moonlight up there on the water, and you can tell it's a small tide because the moon up there is in half, and that's a sign of a neap tide. The big spring tides would be on the full new moon, which is a dark side, a whole moon, and a whole full moon, give or take a day. That one on the right hand rod as well. Can't even sit and have a rest, it's terrible. Just the one bass. A bigger bass would be nice, being greedy, like all fishermen, you are a bit greedy, yeah. I think I've almost had enough whiting. Right, let's wheel this one in. folks. We do not speak with forked tongue. Another nice white in there. Goodness me. And see, look, the rig's not tangled. Look, there's the rig. Not tangled. Weed on the, you know, there's weed out. They've even given the weed. I'm not getting loads and loads of tangles. Guys, I'm going to pack. I'm nearly out of worms. Look at the bite. Look, 2 rods on the go there. Whoa! I've got to wind him in and go home. I've got about 8 worms left. I tell you what's good, it's just nice to see some bites for a change. Well, I've got snagged in the groin, if you'll pardon the expression. There's nothing worse than getting caught in the groins, or even by the groins. Lost a lead and a hook, but got smooth hound. Only a little one, but I wonder if it was a bigger smooth hound that actually took me into it, and this was a second backup, as it were. Anyway, happy days. I've got 1 more cast of worms left, and that's it. And again, jaw hooked on this rig. Really been pretty impressed with it, I have to say. 1 more cast. 1 more cast? 1 more cast? What, me? Oh, you must be joking. Don't go away, folks, because I'm going to be making something out of free pallet wood. I just love that word, free.
Well, I'm tired of trying.
This looks like a little church or chapel. I don't know the difference between a chapel and a church. Somebody tell me. Some nice flowers there. Here we are. This is obviously a village-sized church. So we have 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 40 people, I suppose, in what they would call a parish. It says no, that means do not. And this was all, the time I'm filming this is coming up, Harvest Festival. I guess that is what it was for, because my wife does that church stuff, Harvest Festival time. I'm guessing. Chestnuts there as well. Now here's an old, I'm going to call this, is that a hay wain? That wagon there is definitely a hay wagon. And a lot of the old equipment in here has all been restored, and you can see all the different things, different presses. Look, what type of press is that, Graeme? It's a hay press. I guess that's for making bales of hay. I know all about lugging those around when I was about 12 years old at our racing stables for horses. Obviously the straw was much heavier and the hay was lighter. Hay is a feed, straw is bedding material. What about this one? It's an old sign, look. Halfords curried prawns. Well, we all know, we must have heard of Halfords. Did they start in curried prawns before they went into the other modern Halfords? Is it indeed the same Halfords? And there, look at these old mowers. The old dentist, look at those. Knew him well. These roller-based, with a roller at the back, are really good for mowing lawns. Very, very clipped and narrow. And in here also, look, see the fire engine with a ladder over the roof and it's like a propeller at the front, so it obviously goes fast enough to take off. Here's an old Leyland, early Leyland one with a bell. There's an old bike. I would call it a butcher's bike, that one I would call it. But that was obviously owned by Crossway Stores. That's how they used to deliver things years ago. Can you imagine? Look, think of Amazon today and think of a guy cycling around with a basket of fresh fruit. Here's loads of different equipment there, look. I can't begin to tell you how much there's been renovated. All old farm and agricultural machinery, that's what I'm calling it. All of which, look at that bus in the background, I can remember those. There's still one of these, I believe, running on the Isles of Scilly. I've been there a few times and I seem to remember an old one running over there. Beautiful upholstery inside. So there you go. Something a little bit different, old machinery that still probably is working today. So around here, folks, this is what was the laundry room. This is where they did the laundry. This is a washing machine from yesteryear. I remember this because my grandmother had them, one side of my grandmother. And that is an old one of these, a washboard, which is you get a bowl of water like that. You get it, all your clothes soaked, and you scrub them up and down there. Like this, you up and down, up and down. And of course you can get people that play the washboard. It's obviously not me. And then if you want to take them out, I remember these as well. If you want to take out your washing from the boiling water, you've got wooden tongs so that the heat's not transmitted up the shaft of metal. One assumes that's the old soap. And they put it in there to dry, and then you hang it up. Or you would do this with a plunger. Just doing this, look. That is a washing machine from years ago, folks. That's what they did. Get rid of their washing. You can tell how spoilt are we. I don't know what that thing does, somebody tell me. Another washing thing, you know, for pummeling it. And then ironing would be heat on the stove. Clothes would be done like this with an old, what we used to call these flat irons. Oh, that's heavy iron, getting weaker, one or the other. Again, used to have those in the shop, we use them as door stops. So it's the old flat iron, we're heating up on the fire or stove, and then put on here. It wouldn't burn the wood because it's metal there, you see. And underneath, there's no wood underneath, they cut it out recessed. So the heat wouldn't dissipate from the iron to the metal and then burn the wood, and then it snaps off and drops on your foot. No, they got it worked out years ago. This was the laundry room. That's the old-fashioned clothes areas. My mum had one. Had hinges to it like this, which would be seat webbing tape off of chairs. And then they'd boil it up here, the water, and also you put your iron to get it hot there, the flat iron, before electricity. for a lot of people. The mangle, my gran had one of those. I used to do that till I pinched my finger in it, and she wouldn't let me near it. And that would roll around, and it would, and he did it then, put your laundry through the inside there and squeeze all the water out. More sort of that size would be a mangle size over the enamel top here. And then as you squeeze it, it would go that way, the water would run out onto here. Well, there's something a little bit different for you. If you want some more of that random sort of country stuff, let me know. I have got the clips. We'll see you in the next issue, boys. Fingers crossed, there's some more fish and there's some more random stuff.